Hello, everyone. This is Rabbi Ari Sachs of Congregation Beth Mordechai, coming to you with today's daily video counting of the Omer. We are going to begin in just a moment with a teaching from Rabbi Min Kantrowitz's book on the Kabbalah, on counting the Omer, a Kabbalistic meditation guide for this 40th day of the Omer. This one is a little bit of a longer teaching, and it has two different parts to it, and we're going to stop in the middle to talk, and then we'll come back for the second part. The first part. The great flood described in Genesis lasts 40 days and 40 nights, the same period of time as Moses remained on the mountain listening to God's instructions before descending with the stone tablets. The Bible seems to be telling us that 40 days is sufficient time for a major transformation to occur. Today, the 40th day of counting the Omer, we are reminded of that potential. Although all change is difficult, and people have personal histories and goals that influence their ability and desire to change, transformation is possible. This important element in regards to the idea that change is possible, that you can make transformation happen, is something that actually we discussed yesterday during services, in that we are able to change if we want to. However, the challenge is that if you decide to actually make a transformation, it changes the landscape of all that you are and all that you're all about. And as such, we find it very difficult to actually make that kind of change. As such, even though our text is saying that transformation is possible, that in thinking about its possibilities, we may not necessarily desire to have that kind of change. And that kind of leads to this next selection from Rabbi Kantrowitz's teachings. In the context of religious or spiritual community, change is complex. Individual childhood memories, religious experiences, and familial expectations influence each person, leaving them with a fondness for remembered melodies or an aversion to others, for example. As a result, when we gather in religious community, it can be like steering a rubber raft through untamed and uncharted rapids of a raging river. But if we value community, treasure it when we find it, and seek it when we do not have it, we decide to plunge into the river. Building community is slow, rough work. It is like constructing the foundation footings of a stone bridge across that river, painstakingly placing stones of different shapes, one upon the other. When we build connections, whether in a neighborhood, organization, or family, we do the same. We slowly, carefully place each irreplaceable piece upon the previous ones, valuing the unique contributions and precious peculiarities of each individual. It is only through assembling many small bits of amazing variety that we can build a firm base. This is the core of Hod, of Splendor, sheb'Y'sod, within foundation. I think it's a very powerful teaching about the nature of community, insofar as that, or actually I should say a very powerful teaching in regards to change and the possibility of change, meaning that when we are thinking about how change can happen, that it's not a process whereby all of a sudden we change everything about what we just once were, but rather that the essence of change is in how we build upon what has existed prior and think about what the needs are of the current generation and what the current needs of each individual's what the current need of each individual is, so that when we are creating a sense of change, or that when we're looking to build something amazing and something new, that it allows us to be able to make something that's long-lasting, so that we recognize the variety of each individual's gift, and with that can create a very firm foundation for the future. And with that kavanah, that intention in mind, we'd love now to turn to the actual counting of the Omer. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshon b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat ha'omer. We praise you, Adonai, our God, master of time and space, whose commandments add holiness to our lives, who commanded us to count the Omer. Hayom arba'im yom shehem chamisha shavuot v'chamisha yamim la'omer. Today is day number 40, a day of transformation of the Omer. And with that, I want to thank you for joining me for today's counting. We'll see you again tomorrow. All the best and bye-bye.